Very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News. We are coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studio here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
I'm Chaturanga Hapuarachi. Before we go into the stories in detail, let's take a look at the headlines.
Sri Lanka thrashes India in Champions Trophy encounter. Lions to clash with Pakistan in decisive match on Monday. Injured Kusal Janith to undergo medical tests. Dhananjay Silva summoned to England. JVP charges that the insurance program launched to provide relief to victims of disasters hasn't been reinsured. Parliament heats up following debate on the disaster situation. The Calombaris River that swallows the dead.
Devotees in their numbers continue to make their way to the Sirasa Pulatisi Posonudane, which is happening at the historic Polonnarua Galvihare premises.
A special puja was performed for the sacred relics that were placed at the Sirasa Pulatisi Poson Udane premises. The relics were moved from the Nelligala International Buddhist Centre. The event was presided over by President Maithripala Sirisena. The Mahasangha, led by the Anunayaka of the Askiri chapter of the Siam sect, the most venerable Vendurwe Upalithero, were also in attendance and a Dhamma sermon was also delivered. Chaturika Sirisena, the daughter of President Sirisena, was among those present. All preparations have been made for the devotees. Therefore, this is a rare and valuable opportunity for all devotees to visit the Galvihara and pay homage to the sacred relics.
I invite the people of Sri Lanka to come join us at the sacred grounds of the Galvihare in Polonnarua. We are conducting this with the good intention of erasing hatred, jealousy and invoking blessings on the entire country.
A pandal, lanterns, dansals and many other activities were organized at the Sirasa Pulatisi Posonudania, which will take place tomorrow as well. The Sirasa Pulatisi Posonudania will be open to the general public until 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Gushing waters of the Calombaris River have washed away a portion of a cemetery in Colombo, while erosion is taking place at scenic beaches in the country.
This is the Kolonnava Kohilavatta Public Cemetery located near Calombaris River. A portion of the cemetery has been washed away by the gushing waters of the Calombaris River. The previous government had taken measures to build a stone reef to prevent the erosion. However, construction has stopped. During the recent floods, a portion of the Ambatale Kohilavatta road was also washed away. Locals say the road is yet to be renovated. This has been happening for years. Authorities must build a stone reef to prevent this from happening. In order to control the floods, the estuary in Kalutara was widened recently. The estuary has widened even more as a result of coastal erosion. This is the situation of the old estuary that is located close to the new estuary. Coastal erosion is also being reported from Crow Island in Matakulya. In addition to the erosion, disposal of waste in the area has given rise to serious environmental pollution.
The distribution of relief material following the extreme weather became a hot topic of discussion in Parliament today.
We know that Minister of Home Affairs Vajra Abeyewardena printed a banner bearing his name through his ministry and distributed aid among the people in the Galle district. His aid did not even reach the Matra district. It was only the bags that arrived here. A fertilizer bag bearing the name of the Minister of Home Affairs was received, but that too only in the Galle district. The people of Galle say that the bag is from Vajra, but the goods are from the people.
Each institute functions under its own identity. It is the same for the Ministry of Home Affairs.
However, under the banner of the Ministry of Home Affairs, you worked only in Galle. That is what we are trying to say.
240ක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒ ලොරි 240 අපි බෙදා හැරලා තියෙනවා මේ දිස්ත්‍රික්ක පහට. 240 ලොරි නෙමෙයි.
සොදේශ කටයුතු අමාත්‍යාංශයේ බෝඩ් එක දාව බෑග් 240ක් කාලි.
කවුරුහරි මන්ත්‍රීවරයෙක් හෝ ඇමතිවරයෙක් කෙහෙල් ගෙඩි 4ක් නම ගහලා ගාලු දිස්ත්‍රික්කේ බෙදලා තිබුණාද කියලා ඔබතුමාගෙන් දැනගන්න කැමතියි.
රාජ් පොලිසිය මගෙන් පරීක්ෂණයක් කළා. එසේ සිදු නොවී ඇත කියලා පරීක්ෂණයේ සිදු වී පවතිනවා. ඒ නිසා මම හිතන්නේ එවැනි දේ අපි පිළිගන්න ඕන නැහැ.
මුහුණු පොතේ විශාල මඩ ප්‍රචාරයක් ගෙනිච්චා මගේ නම දාලා ඡායාරූපේ දාලා කෙහෙල් ගෙඩි 3ක් බෙදුවයි කියලා. අපේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කේ ජනතාව නම් දන්නවා අපි එහෙම තුට්ටු දෙකේ වැඩ නොකරන බව. මම ඒක CID එකට බාර දුන්නා උද්දලයා හොයලා නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න කියලා.
ගයන්ත ඇමතුමා නම් ඒක CID එකට වාර්තා කරලා තියෙනවා පුජ්‍යලයා හොයාගන්න කියලා. සොදේශ කටයුතු ඇමතුමා නම් එහෙම කළා නැහැ. ඒකයි මං කියන්නේ.
විපක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරයෙක් කණ්ඩායම් කීපයක් දාලා 40ක් දාලා වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් ඕපන් විවෘත කළා ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරුන්ට පෞද්ගල සහභාගීකමක්
නම කිව්වනම් හොඳයි. කිරියාලමතුමා අපි ත්‍රිපක්ෂ නිසා අපි ඔක්කොම විපක්ෂ නිසා
ඒකාබද්ධ විපක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරයෙක් 40ක කණ්ඩායමක් දාලා
හොඳයි.
ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරුන්ට බඩ ගහන්න තෝර සකස් කරගෙන යනවා.
ජනතාවට භාණ්ඩ ලබා දීම හරි කන්න දෙන එක හරි ඒවා බෙදලා දෙන එක හරි අපි මේ වෙලාවේදී කරන්නේ නම ගහ ගන්න දේශපාලනය කරන්න නෙමෙයිනේ ඇත්තටම. මේක ජාතික විපතක්. ජාතික ආපදාවක් වෙච්ච වෙලාවේදී. ඒකයි වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. ඒකයි මේ රටේ ජනතාව බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ අපේ.
During today's adjournment debate in Parliament, the JVP accused the government of not reinsuring the country against disaster situations.
Do disaster management mechanisms exist simply to distribute aid when something happens? They start widening the estuary only when the river overflows, when towns are submerged and when lives are lost. It's similar to dogs building shelters in Nuvarelia. When it's cold, they think that they should build a shelter. But when it's hot and sunny, they think, why should I build a shelter? According to your reports, there are 292 deaths. If you provide 100,000 rupees as compensation, the total comes up to 29.2 million. 2,772 homes have been completely destroyed. If you allocate 2.5 million per home, the total cost comes up to 6.93 billion. If you take just these two aspects into consideration, you need 8,889,600,000 rupees. You will receive 128 million through insurance funds and you will receive 150 million through the treasury. That's a total of only 275 million rupees.
This is just for the initial activities. In addition, we have received 150 million to provide compensation worth 10,000 rupees each. This is not enough. We will be receiving the rest as well.
If not for the support of the people, those affected will still be on treetops without any food. Our media institutions intervened together with the people and the goods that were collected were distributed among those affected. Otherwise, they would still be in hunger.
We use loudspeakers to issue warnings. Some lives were saved because of these warnings, while some others who ignored these warnings lost their lives. Over 5,000 Gram Seva divisions were affected by this. In how many of these divisions were loudspeakers used to issue such warnings? According to my knowledge, that responsibility lies with the divisional secretary. I do not accept the government disaster management plan was a failure because we have done our job. After this government came into power, we insured all the people and houses in the country. I do not believe any other Asian country has done something of this nature. Last year, we spent 300 million rupees from the budget for this purpose. The insurance company is looking after the reinsuring process.
Has it been reinsured?
Yes, reinsuring is vested with the insurance company. We have been informed by the insurance company that we have been reinsured. There is no issue there. We spoke about this in the cabinet as well. Regardless of what happens, we will pay the necessary amount.
There is a discussion that the reinsurance process has not been completed. According to my knowledge, the full insurance cover is set for 10 billion and until we pay the full sum required, we won't be able to get its benefits. We want to know if this has been done. When we allocated 300 million for the insurance fund has insured 67,103 homes. They have paid 3.135 billion. You require 8.869 billion, We want to know if the government will receive this through the insurance.
We will.
Foreign Minister Ravi Karunanayake took part in an interview with writer Padma Rao Sundarji during his official visit to India. The interview focused on the international relations Sri Lanka has with its neighbouring countries.
It hasn't even been a month since you were sworn in as Sri Lanka's new foreign minister, and here you are in India on your first overseas visit. Many analysts here are pleasantly surprised that you've come to India and that you didn't fly to Beijing instead. What made you choose India?
Why is that question mark there? Sri Lanka, India is our closest neighbor and has been a time-tested friend, and I thought it was absolutely essential that I come to India first, and on that basis I'm honored that the Indian Prime Minister, External Affairs and all the relevant people have given the opportunity for me within 11 days of assuming office.
That's great, but we're actually even more pleasantly surprised, Honourable Minister, that you didn't drop in on your other close friend, which is Pakistan. Sri Lanka buys $150 million worth ammunition from Pakistan. They helped you defeat the Tigers, and in fact their military and police establishment has even offered training to yours. So, sir, we're also surprised that you didn't drop in on Islamabad instead of coming to New Delhi.
As a foreign policy, we adopt friends with all, enemies with none. Terrorism has no space at all anywhere, whether whoever the country is, friends or foes. It is three evils that needs to be taken out. That is terrorism, separatism and extremism. So in that pursuit, we've got to see a Sri Lanka first strategy and able to go forward. World is in a spin. I mean, you're talking of free trade captains, today talking of protectionism, while the protectionism order is now talking of free trade. So on that score, we've got to realign ourselves, come back to basics and ensure terrorism is wiped out of the face of the earth.
Politicians and activists have condemned the conduct of Minister John Amaratunga. The minister was caught on camera threatening journalists in unbefitting language following a meeting on garbage disposal yesterday.
A statement by the media secretary of Minister John Amaratunga, Lawrence Madhiwala, reads that the media was not invited for the meeting that took place at the minister's residence. The minister claimed that he expressed his objection towards the media as the same matter was continuously questioned from the minister. The statement adds that the newfound press freedom is being abused and requests the media to act more responsibly.
I was not able to have a look at the footage. It was poor yesterday and I was visiting places like Anuradhapura and Mihintale. I returned this morning. If a media person has been harassed, then it is something very wrong. I am not aware of the incident.
Here's the incident that Minister P. Harrison was not able to witness. At the time of this incident, Western Provincial Councillor Sirikamal Silva and CPC Jatika Sevaka Sangamaya member Ananda Palitha were accompanying Minister John Amaratunga.
John Amaratunga mahatya dakkama hitunu nikan wayasata giyat.
John Amaratunga looks like an old elephant that gets angry easily. This is not a UNP-only government. Some of these ministers assume that they can continue with the old political culture. On the 8th of January, a political transformation took place to rid the country of the old political culture. We call on the United National Party to make a clarification on the actions of the party senior. These are persons who must retire. They should not remain in politics. They need to be given medications. We know that he takes medicine for other illnesses, but medication should be given for their actions. People lose their senses when they age. I believe that he is going insane with age. He has lost focus. If an election is held, he will have to move away. That is why they are not having an election. He was accompanied by a trade union leader and a provincial councillor. I saw them speak as well.
අහපු ප්‍රශ්නේ සාධාරණ නම් If the question is ethical, I do not see any reason for the minister to get angry with the media. There is an issue in this area. We are public representatives. Even a small child can question us. Man and animal both get angry. This is natural, but one needs to control emotions.
Under Article 32 of Chapter 8 of the final draft of the proposed Code of Ethics that were tabled in Parliament, every parliamentarian, parliamentary staff member must act with respect and discipline towards the general public while protecting the prestige honour of Parliament.
John Amaratunga was the Minister of Tourism during the Mahinda Rajapaksa administrations. When Mahinda Rajapaksa goes overseas, John Amaratunga represents the United National Party in those visits. In recent time, John Amaratunga joined the Rajapaksas and went on tours. He was waiting to decide on the time to switch sides. Mahinda Rajapaksa did not give any due recognition to John Amaratunga at that time. He remained as a pile of garbage, and this pile of garbage came forward with the political transformation.
The journalist that was threatened by Minister John Amaratunga is not attached to our organization. However, News First continues to represent media freedom and right to information.
Clause 32 of Part 8 of the Code of Conduct for MPs tabled in Parliament recently states, quote, "Every member shall act in a manner that is respectful of his fellow members and the parliamentary staff and the people of the country with dignity, courtesy, and without diminishing the dignity of the Parliament," unquote. If the code had been adopted, the Committee on Ethics and Privileges in Parliament would have been empowered to take action on the recent behaviour of a minister. Similar statutes are also present in codes of conduct prepared for other countries. In the United Kingdom, Clause 16 of the Rules of Conduct states, quote, "Members shall never undertake any action which would cause significant damage to the reputation and integrity of the House of Commons as a whole or of its members generally," unquote.
The Bank of Ceylon had made a profit of 36 million rupees in bond swaps with Perpetual Treasuries Private Limited in a period of 1 year. News First, Zulfiq Farzan reports on day 48 of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry.
The former chief dealer of the Bank of Ceylon, J.K.T. Dharmapala, said the reason BOC did not put forward bids for the auction on the 27th of February 2015 was that it did not have experience in relation to 30-year bonds. However, BOC placed bids on behalf of the Kalutara Bodhi Trust, Ceylon Life Insurance Limited and Perpetual Treasuries Limited. He was questioned why Kalutara Bodhi Trust was given a different rate than what was offered, and the rates were unchanged for Perpetual Treasuries Limited and Ceylon Life Insurance Limited. His response was that BOC did not believe that the rate would be over 10% and whether such rates would be accepted.
During the examination, President's Counsel in the House Fernando suggested to the witness that the Manual of Operations of the Bank of Ceylon in relation to treasuries and securities does not say that one cannot make bids on behalf of other private dealers. However, following the incident of the 27th of February 2015, the top management of Bank of Ceylon had instructed the dealing group that prior approval is needed in order to make bids on behalf of other private dealers. The Council suggested that there were no restrictions whatsoever for the Bank of Ceylon dealers to make bids on behalf of other private dealers.
It was revealed that at 9:06 a.m. on the 27th of February 2015, a person identified as Madhura from SMB Money Brokers Private Limited had called the Assistant Chief Dealer of BOC in relation to rates. The money broker had said the central bank has informed that the rates are about to increase. A notable point is that the Market Operations Committee meeting, which decided on the daily rates, had only just started when this phone call was made. It was revealed that the Treasury account is with the Metropolitan branch of the Bank of Ceylon, and that is monitored to get an understanding on the government cash requirement. This information is completely exclusive to the selected personnel from BOC and the Treasury Operations Department. The telephone conversations between Dharmapala and personnel from the Public Debt Department on the 27th of February 2015 revealed that the PDD had requested primary dealers to make more bids, hinting that the government was looking for more funds. Dharmapala also said that if the central bank had advertised for 10 billion rupees instead of 1 billion rupees on the day of the controversial auction, market rates would have gone even higher.
We apologize for the audio distortion in the clip of our journalist Sulfik Farzan. You can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk and follow the complete story once again. In more local news, News First revealed details of various malpractices and corrupt activities in the country to ensure the people's right to know. The attempt made to steal the spectrum of the country, which is considered a national resource through the Google Loon project, was one such malpractice. Here's a reminder as to what happened with the Google Loon saga in the country.
A representative of Google signs an MOU with Sri Lanka for the Google Loon project to provide low-cost internet to the whole country. A balloon sent up headed by the Chief Executive Officer of ICTA, Mohuntan Kanage. The balloon crashes in Gampola. Rama Corporation to launch Google Loon. Revelations come to light that the main objective of Rama Corp that was set up with a few people was to obtain the license to the spectrum in the country. The frequency range on the spectrum, which is considered a national resource, is requested to launch the Google Loon project. The Telecommunications Regulatory Commission rejects the request based on international regulations. Mohuntan Kanage, who was heading the failed Google Loon project, appointed as the CEO of ICTA, going against the President's directive to appoint him only as a director of the agency. A service extension granted to Kanage in addition to going against the directive of the President. The application made under the right to information to obtain the salary particulars of Kanage rejected by the ministry. The cabinet grants approval to ICTA to carry out mega projects in a backdrop where ICTA has a long record of failures. Where is the Google Loon project that was brought into the country after spending the country's wealth? What happened to the investigations that were launched into how attempts were made to steal the wealth of the country through Rama Corp? How is Kanage still holding the position of CEO when the President has advised otherwise? For your attention.
The renowned Australian chef George Calombaris, who is currently in the country, attended a media briefing in Colombo today.
George Calombaris is an Australian chef and restaurateur and a judge of MasterChef Australia. He owns several restaurants in Melbourne and he draws on his Greek, Cypriot and Italian heritage for inspiration.
People here are incredibly generous, absolutely beautiful and real. And that's probably the most important thing that I'm going to talk about when I go back to Australia. You've got an absolute diamond here. This country is incredible.
George Calombaris, who arrived in the island on the 7th of June, is scheduled to attend the masterclass which will give culinary enthusiasts in Colombo the chance to learn from him and indulge in his trademark authentic and contemporary Greek cuisine. MTV MBC Networks is the electronic media partner of the event.
Well, that's a wrap for Primetime News. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
I'm Saturanga Porati. Take care and good night.